people know. And so tell us a little bit more now about this revival, this amazing revival. We've been hearing about this,
Oh
by the
my
way, for a couple of
goodness.
years, obviously, brother, but it's good to hear it from you, someone who is connected.
Oh my goodness, brother! I thought it today, as I'm talking to you, just a few hours ago. A girl from a state called Ahwaz in the southwest. Um, she has some Arabic roots because that part of Iran is they speak Arabic. They have been influenced by the Arabs, and a lot of Iraqis, a lot of Kuwaitis, people from that side moved to Iran when there was a war and became refugees, and they lived there. This girl contacted us via email about, I would say, about 4 or 5 months ago, and she just was looking for jobs online. She knew a little bit about English, and she was writing this. She thought she's writing an American organization, and we got her email. I start talking to her, and today, after about 4 or 5 months of talking, she had some spiritual visitation, demonic appearance uh, um, in her room, and she wasn't talking about it. We asked her about what is going on. She was very distressed, and then she said, "If your God is true, you know what is happening to me." And through the word of knowledge, we exactly know. We told her, and today she actually converted and gave her heart to the Lord, and we
Praise
broke off
God.
those bondages and
Hallelujah.
demonic power over her life. I tell you, there is something really, really amazing happening in Iran. It is some of the most exciting times in the history of this nation and this country, like no other times in the history. I give you a little background about the revolution and where we are and what is going on in Iran. In 1978, 1979, when the Islamic Revolution happened, the situation looked really ugly. It was like, oh my goodness, this is Iran is turning to Afghanistan. Taliban is taking over. Islamic regime is taking over. It is over, finished. All the American ties, all the Western ties were cut off, and Iran went to this isolation, and dark days has started. I mean, that was what it looked like. American hostage situation happened. The Desert War, unbelievable. Iranians went to war with Iraqis, and it's just like it just got uglier and uglier and uglier. 1979, there were between 200 to 400 Muslim background believers from the country of Iran. If you count them, you could say it's between 2 to 400 people. They have left Islam for Christianity. We had many, many missionaries that they went and prayed 30 years, visited the Iranians before the revolution. 30 years they prayed, they went around, talked to the Iranians, and they got 10 in 30 years. They prayed, they wrote books that this is a hard ground, this is an impossible. These Muslims will never convert, or if they would, it'd just be a handful of them. It was that bad. Ayatollah Khomeini came in power, of course, with the help of the West. Jimmy Carter, he get in power, everything turned to hellhole of the Middle East. Unbelievable stuff happened, and of course, they first thing, brother. First, I mean, the most famous speech of the Ayatollah of Iran after he got in power in the graveyard in Tehran was, uh, "Now we will give back to you your humanity." The Iranians, we will introduce Islam. Islam is going to be ruling the land, and justice will flourish in Iran. We will give you free public transportation. We bring the petroleum. When we sell the oil, we bring the money to your tables, and you will have free water and free electricity. And the Iranians got excited. Wow, this is great. This is what we were looking for. And he said he's going to free the media, and everything was going to be a beautiful according to Islam. So 89% of Iranians voted to turn the constitution of Iran from a secular constitution to 100% Sharia. Sharia became the law of Islam. Islam was introduced, jurisprudence, courts, civics, everything was marinated in Islam. When they caught a thief, they cut their hand, somewhat breaking the rules of the Ramadan. They bring him on the street, tie him to a tree, and beat them 80 lashes, break their backs, break their feet. And Iranians start seeing it. They would, till today, they publicly lynch people on the streets to put the fear out. And Iranians, coming from a very civil, secular society to this hellhole of Islam, they looked at it and they freaked out. They said, this is Islam. Everything they do to us, they rape our children, they rape our daughters. Now the 9 years old can get married. Unbelievable things start happening. And Iranians, the Persians of Iran, they got freaked out. The more they pushed Islam down their throat, the further they became, the more distant. They start hating God. I talked to thousands of Iranians. You see, how is that even possible? In the last 2 weeks of March, during the Nowruz, we just distributed 5,000 Bibles, talked to thousands through our teams of distribution. We talked to thousands of Iranians. They absolutely hate the government, hate Islam, and hate God, because they think the God is the God of Islam, is Allah of the Quran. That's how freaked out they are. And as soon as we approach them with Christianity, they said, please get out of our face. We had the best religion, the most complete religion, and that's what it done. And now you're introducing us to another religion. So that distance getting further and further disillusioned from this religion of Islam and its Sharia and all of this atrocities. They cheat and lie and loot our resources to spend it in Lebanon and Yemen and everything, all of that. Every little of this details has caused the Iranians to get further and further from the Islam that has been introduced through the revolution. So that has created a vacuum. What Satan meant for evil, my goodness, it has turned to an absolute revival. Something so exciting is happening. It's like every 10 people we talk to, every 10, one give their heart genuinely to God. One genuinely bows their knee and beg us to help him to be set free by the Son of God. It is amazing, the forgiveness that they are looking for and the abuse they have gone through. So much of that they need to be transformed from the kingdom of darkness. In our situation, in our country is Islam. They get transferred out of that kingdom to the kingdom of beloved Son. In the last 2 weeks of March, when we did the Bible distributions, 121 people that heard the gospel for the first time, Iranian Shia Muslims, heard the gospel for the first time. They gave their heart to the Lord. We saw amazing miracles. I mean, brother, I just have so many testimonies of people visiting the nicest person they have met in their lives. It was a believer, or they met Jesus in a dream, or some sort of a dream that led them to the Bible. It is amazing. We met this girl. She was short and she was tiny, and then one of our ladies approached her with the Bible. I mean, she held her hand and not letting go. She was so excited, so shaking, that she said to us that last week I asked my husband to bring a Bible from Dubai. The Bible was in English. She was translating the Bible and reading it just to find a way out of Islam. And that has helped us tremendously in this time that we're living, to preach the gospel and see more and more salvations.